I came across this post and the title had me cracking up. Now the green screen is still messed up on TikTok. I even tried it on a different phone. I can't get it to work. So this is how we have to do it. I didn't realize that there was a subreddit called Philippines expats, but he's wondering, are there any regrets marrying a Filipina? He says, some people marry Filipinas expecting a guaranteed loving and faithful relationship, only to realize later that it wasn't the best decision. This observation is not meant to offend, but to highlight certain realities. There is a notion that some financially challenged Filipinas seek stability through marriage with foreigners, while foreigners look for qualities they find scarce in their own countries. It's important to remember that, despite speaking English and being familiar with American culture through media, Filipinas remain deeply rooted in their own cultural values. Significant age gaps and differences in family dynamics, culture, and religion can pose challenges in these marriages. These factors sometimes lead to difficulties in achieving long term happiness. Many Filipinas do aspire to marriage and stability, seeking not only financial security, but also committed relationships. How's it going so far? Even if you're still in a relationship, of course, there's no perfect marriage, but there will be ups and downs. But let's be serious here. Can you get along with taste in food, music, attending church, or even when she interacts with her friends and family? It looks like he still copied and pasted some extra. Okay, let me just move to the part where it's not copy and paste. Do you get stares due to large age gaps? Do you wish you had married someone closer to your own age, perhaps just a few years older, so you have more things in common, like enjoying the same genres? Added recently for reference purposes, based on both available divorce statistics and probability. What is the statistical percent of divorces and separations of foreigners marrying Filipinas that have a large age gap? The data on divorce rates for foreigners marrying Filipinas with large age gaps is scarce, but available research does include a trend. Studies suggest that couples with larger age gaps tend to have a higher risk of divorce compared to those with smaller age difference. For example, a 10-year age gap can result in a 39% higher risk of divorce, while a 20-year age gap may increase the risk by up to 95%. Factors such as cultural differences, family dynamics, and societal perceptions can also contribute to this higher risk. It's worth noting that correlation doesn't imply causation, which means that age gap appears associated with higher divorce rates is just one of those many factors that influence a marriage's success. And then he put at the very bottom, source internet, just all of the internet. And that just really made me laugh. This whole post is just funny because it's like um, asking for a review. It's like, did you get what you paid for when you purchased your Filipina wife? Did you bring her back? Is there a significant age difference? What happened? Does she still expect to communicate with her family? So this whole thing and the premise of it made me laugh. No profession says 39 years married, 41 years together, no regrets. It's been a hell of a ride. So that person was happy with his wife. Okay, so discerning man says there's no one size fits all. You could marry a poor woman who is after your money, who ends up learning to love you over time and stays faithful. You could also marry a successful, educated woman who ends up cheating on you after a number of years. It could be a 15-year age gap and still work out, or a 2-year age gap that doesn't. While a lot share similarities due to culture, every person is still unique at the end of the day. Your personality could mean you're the problem for person A, but perfect for person B. Too many variants and factors to consider. That person didn't answer the question. Did he have any regrets marrying a Filipina? He didn't. He just said anything could happen. Chevelle Cashando says exactly. The focus that OP places on the Filipina makes it sound like the success of the relationship hinges on the perfect Filipina, like the foreign spouse is all perfect and couldn't be blamed for anything. Regrets marrying a Filipina? What a load of crap. Stop preying on the vulnerable and then crying foul when they bite back. Okay, Willingness says, I have to agree with you, my good sir. And Over Donut says, amen to that. Now we're getting to some regretful comments. Autistic Midwit says, I regret my marriage. I rushed into it. She pretended to be a different person before the marriage. She turned out to be very stubborn and controlling. She was submissive before the marriage, and now she wants to be the boss. She has anger issues, throwing fits and tantrums like a toddler when she doesn't get her way. Her main priority is supporting her family financially, which she lied about before the marriage. She has a lot of superstitions that are ridiculous, and she wants me to abide by them. I should have spent a couple more years vetting her and figuring out who she really was. So, so she put on a front. She was playing a long con and con these people that are just going over there to find a submissive wife. Negative Praline says, I'm in a similar boat. The Return of Aquaman says, that was like my ex-wife. I was only married to her for 2 years before I divorced her, but the same, she was sweet and submissive before, but totally changed after I brought her to the US and married her. I'll never get married again. This person says, yeah, same as in Australia. As soon as permanent residency was granted, she wanted to separate and take the house. Green Rimmer says, report her to immigration. They love stories like this. Always do prenups. How are you going to do a prenup? Because you're supposed to take care of them for a certain amount of time. Green Rimmer says, this is fraud no matter how you twist it. Don't stop. I'd even get TV stations or newspapers involved. Fight for what's right. You were supposed to get something. You were supposed to get a submissive wife. And then she turns out to be bossy and throwing things and angry. What? No, get your money back. Call somebody. This is Autistic Midwit again saying, yep, my wife did a complete 180 as soon as she arrived in the USA. I'll never bring one here again. I'll never bring one here. The Grim Rimmer responds with, you lose your leverage as now she feels she can get better because she's fishing in a bigger ocean while you've stopped fishing. If you stayed in the Philippines, you would have the leverage. Backward Tree says, this is exactly the truth. I think the last set of hard numbers I saw in the USA, Asians, and that's all Asians, represented 4%. Maybe it's more today, who knows? But when Filipina gets here, USA, she quickly figures out she can move upward dating quickly. She's exotic and everyone wants a trophy. That's how they're talking about these women. Here where I live, I'm less than 1% of the population. I am the exotic one who can date upwards when I like. I'll never give a woman of any race that much control. You stand to lose way too much when a Filipina does her great reveal. When she shows herself to not be submissive. And I don't know why they keep saying that or using this stereotype. No, this hasn't happened to me, but I've watched it happen to so many others for the last 20 years. It's crazy. And then Grim Reaper says, women marry for divorce. Hard truth. Backwards Tree says, that's really true. She's thinking of the one after you, probably before she's even had the wedding. That is so strange sounding to me, and probably most guys, but it's the truth. It's got to be. A dude isn't gonna go Jekyll and Hyde on a B word too frequently. Yes, it does happen, but not regularly. Women are all about the flip mode as soon as they get that leverage. So that is what they are talking about. Oh, hold on. There's one more that I want. The first man that said that he had regrets was Autistic Bidwit. She was 22 when we got married. We dated for 2 years, so she was young. She was toxic all along and pulled the classic bait and switch. So he got him a young one. He thought that she was going to be malleable, but he did not get what he paid for. He did not. People are asking how old he was. He did not respond that I saw. Anyways, this just made me laugh, especially with the whole Chad to Dad situation and his Americanized Filipina. Hopefully you laughed a little bit as well. Like, comment, and share.